Open outsourcing. This is a huge growth area around micro jobs and social economies. RecruitTECH by Amazon is called the artificial intelligence site. It employs human beings to do micro jobs at 1-2 cents per job, and you literally just pull the job in and do it, and then put it back again, and they pay you. And it's things like washing search results against what they found is computers can't pick up sarcasm. So if somebody says, "I just love that leopard skin," whatever, only a human can really go in and decide whether it's sarcasm or not. And sometimes I think my boyfriend has trouble with that, but okay. So these micro jobs about pulling, and some of the services around Twitter are doing this. They're washing the tweets through these kind of micro job sites and asking people to rate the tweet as being positive or negative against brands. There's a huge growth area at the moment for sentiment around brands online and being able to measure that. So if I say I love Coke, hate Pepsi, the computer has trouble understanding the grammar of that. Which one do I love, which one do I hate? So it gets sorted out. That's not it though. This is not where it's going. This is micro jobs. What's really, really important is how people building reputation and trust within social networks in order to gain economic value. And I think one of the classic cases here is called Odesk, changing how the world works. And this is the fundamental, the function of open outsourcing. It's the eBay of jobs. So where you can put up a pitch document to say I want to have a design made for a conference that I'm running in Canberra for RecruitTECH. Can you please bid and submit? What happens there is people make a number of decisions. First of all, they look at you and they look at your history on the site just to decide how much money they're going to put forward. If you're a newcomer and you haven't put any jobs up before, check around and make sure you're getting the right quotes coming in. But if you're an old timer and you've had 10 or 15, 20, hundreds of jobs up there, then you start to get a regular clientele that will come back and bid all your jobs. I think what happened here is Murdoch said that classifieds was the river of gold and it dried up, and where it's moved to for job classifieds is into these sites. And classifieds didn't solve two issues. It didn't solve the issue of secure payments, and what open outsourcing does is it offers escrow payments. You put a job up, I bid on a job, I win the job, you put some of the money up, and it's against milestones. It's almost a project management site as opposed to a job site. As I give you the draft, I give you the final versions, you pay against those key milestones. The whole thing's done automatically by the system, and there's also an inbuilt negotiation to resolve any issues. So that's number one. I think the other one is the big thing that eBay also offers is when you buy something on eBay, you know who you're buying from. What is their history, how much they bought and sold before, what is their ranking, 98% ranking. This is extremely attractive to Gen Y because they like to have a portfolio of jobs on the go. So they may have a daytime job and then they'll pick up from these sites DJing jobs, painting houses jobs, copywriting jobs. There's a whole variety of them I'll show you in a moment. This is one of the big overall sites. This is kind of almost like a Facebook of jobs. Have a look at the growth here, and this is just too much. I don't have any of the latest figures, but I imagine with this global financial crisis it's growing even more. They're increasing by 35 and 105%. I just find this kind of thing amazing. And when they're built into already built social networks, so when you're not just going there for a job, but it's part of an overall purpose of science social network or a PR social network, and then you're building these jobs functions, it becomes really powerful. And I'm sure you are familiar with the virtual assistants, some of the changes that are happening there as well. Freelancers.com is one that I use. You search for projects, post your profile up, submit the quote that you want, that you found the projects that you want to bid on, and then you work on the project and you get paid. It's as simple as that. It's global, so you can employ people from India and Papua New Guinea, and it's the admin panel. And you can be invited to bid, and there's a whole range of social networking functions within these sites. So it's not a traditional classified job site. It has a whole range of social networking things built in, particularly friends lists, trusted lists, people I recommend lists, the testimonials. The only people who can put testimonials forward are those who put up hard cash, which means you don't get testimonials from your mum and your dad and the ex-boss who is also your next door neighbour who still takes the kids to school. You get testimonials from people who you've been working with recently. Guru.com is another one, like freelancers.com, same ideas. What I do want to point out is it started off with techie stuff. It started off with graphic design, it started off with building a website. I had a replica of dig.com made for $300. and it's because the guy already had one on the shelf, so to speak, a pixel shelf, so to speak. He just emailed it to me and said, what colour? And I said, pink. And I got a pink site. And I just played it a little bit myself. But for me, to do the prototype, to show investors, it was a good idea. What is also interesting is you can get illustrations and cartooning done. Engineering, CAD, architecture, legal. You can hire lawyers on these sites, upload an MP3, upload your documents, ask them to review them, and pay them for that. Fashion, interior, landscape design. So you can see how this is migrating outside of purely technical, geeky type stuff, photography, videography, huge areas, copywriting. I know a number of PR people who've given up their full-time PR jobs to work on these sites because they've got the trust and reputation now where very large companies are coming to these sites to have copy written. There are specialist sites, so that was a general one that covered everything. This is a translator site. Does anybody here speak a second language? Okay, if you're any good at writing in that language, people will upload an MP3 file and you have to transcribe it. There are sites for people who've written books, they upload their book, somebody transcribes it for them. So there's all this piecemeal work where people take on a portfolio of jobs, but every micro job builds their long-term standing and reputation in these networks. And it doesn't have to reside in that network because they can always point to that profile from wherever they are. So if at the moment you're running across people who say to you, oh no, I don't have a CV available, go and have a look at my LinkedIn, or something like that, don't be surprised if sometime in the near future, and I would say in the next 18 months, you start to get them saying, oh no, I don't have a CV available, go and have a look at my profile on XYZ, open an outsourcing site. This one's my favourite one. The deal is crap. Filling the gap between tradespeople and homeowners. Again, how many people here have organised for someone to come to their house and do some work, the guy didn't show up, overcharged, second-hand equipment, yeah? This stops that to a certain extent because each one of these builders is building their trust and reputation online, they do a testimonial and a review, all the money's in escrow process. If you don't like the job being done, you get the money back. These guys are also placing up photographs of the jobs that they've worked on so you can see their builders prep. Alright, we'll stop with those jokes. Finally, always on, I'm sure you've heard of Glassdoor.com and eBoss Watch. eBoss Watch tagline is, because no one should have to work with a jerk. And this is where you review companies and bosses that you've worked for. And that's got to be fairly scary for some managers out there, probably rightly so. If you're in HR, you might want to check your company on these sites. Interestingly enough, Glassdoor.com has really positive comments on the site that I looked at. I looked at all the big companies, Cisco and AMP and stuff like that. But I think it's changing this here. This is using facial recognition, which is built into a lot of Mac and now iPhone products as well, which means I can scan this room and it will scale Facebook and online to see if it can match your face with profiles and then tell me what they are. How does that make you feel? Now expand that and take it to security cameras, take it to any kind of camera within an organisation, so that before you've even sat down at your seat, you're getting Facebook friend messages from RecruitTECH. Hey, come and join our fan page, because we've just seen you on our facial recognition software. Interesting. Where does it apply for jobs? The last few slides. This is a new service. It's come from Temporary Team and Layer in the Netherlands. Temporary Team is a recruitment agency. And it's a augmented reality application where you scan around, either around people or outside, and because of geolocation-based positioning and a whole range of other tools, it will tell you what jobs are available in real time. So you're viewing the real world, you're able to walk around and see jobs. So I could actually scan a room and see what jobs you have available. They used this on video that I saw to find Brad Pitt, and I don't think Brad Pitt realised that when he uses Twitter on his iPhone, it takes the GPS coordinates of his iPhone at the time and uploads them to Twitter Vision and all these other tools. See what I mean by the visible audience? And when these guys went hunting with a camera to find him, because they found him in the Netherlands, they were able to track him down by using the GPS coordinates. These are the kind of things that we as individuals are going to have to think about with regards to privacy. But there are business applications attached to these, and being able to scan and see jobs, I think